the signature part, and look at them. I want you to look at just this telephone number written here. It is 8 and 5 is crossing this line. And when I take you to this, you can also see that 8 and 5 is crossing the line. So it's basically the same form, signed by the same people. But when you take them through a process that we did, then I take you here, and you'll see the outcome. Now let me be clear that we had 4 candidates, and out of these 4 candidates, the other 2, we added their values, and they all returned 0. That means nothing was deducted, nothing was added to the other 2 candidates. So instead of bogging you down with so much data, we decided to omit them and compare only the 2 data sets from the first 2 candidates. And so this is what came up from Likoni. If you look at it, we have the station, and then the stream of the station. For example, Mtongwe had 3 streams, and they are all captured there as this is the stream. The first values are the server forms for the Honorable Prime Minister, and the other is the server form, the server results for the Dr. Ruto. And then on this other side, we have the Bomas results for the Prime Minister and Dr. Ruto also here. So when we try to, just simple math, we try to subtract one data set from the other, we have results here. You will see votes deducted from Raila and votes added to Ruto on this other side. So it runs, because now this is a computer system, you don't worry about it. What it gives you, that's it. Then it highlighted this particular station, that now Jacob has lost 100 here, and Ruto has gained 100. And it gives you a total of 100 and 100 here. That is there. So that is what is recorded here as Ruto, as Jacob losing 100 and Ruto gaining 100. If you come to this, it's the same process. Okay, let me take you through this. You will note that let me take you through them a bit. Just as a clarity, so that you see. I'll only do one, and then the rest will follow just like that. So I have showed you here that here it is indicating that only this Liquidep has 100 lost and 100 gained. So we go and confirm with the forms, the original forms. Because we don't want to add or remove anything, we pick on this. And then we go to that Liquidep, where it is, and you will see that here Jacob has 270 and Ruto has 79. And this is the form from Likoni constituency. If you look at this form, and you pick it up and go with it to IEBC, they can easily accept it that this is their form, because it has all the features that are needed for it to be an IEBC form. Then, when we go and check on this other side, to tell you that the system wasn't cooking anything, we go to that same Liquidep, and we note that here Jacob has 170, and now Ruto has 179. If you compare with this, it is 270 and 79. Now you can see the trick that was being played here. The trick that was being played here is that you can see in this column, Jacob is having basically what we call tens of votes. Tens means it's not going up to 100. So No, Ruto is seen here. Really not that's what I wanted to say. But I'll explain that in another part. What you can see here in Likodep is that he has 270 and Ruto has 179. And, okay, what I wanted to say is this. You can see that there's a certain format, a standard here, that he's getting in this particular constituency. He's getting tens, while Jacob is getting hundreds. So, this is, by human behavior, a possibility that if this is the same ward, and looking at it that this is the same station, it is possible that these are his actual values everywhere. When we analyze this Likodep, again, we noticed that the room that voted highest in the constituency as a whole was, I think, room number 4, coming from Likodep, was the highest, returning 99.8% of the voters voting for Jacob, and only 0.03% voting for Dr. Ruto. Then suddenly, in one of those rooms, you come and check, and you realize it has shot to 179, which became a flag. So it became a flag. We had to go back to the forms and counter-check, and we found it, that it was there. So that is it from that place. I take you to this, which also has a 50 difference. And you note that the results are returning 0, variance, until you reach some stations. That here in Gazi Primary Room 1, there is 223 and 134, which suddenly in Bomas changes to 123 and 234. That is Bomas. This is what is the server's results that was released later. And as a data analyst, we couldn't just take this simple. It was looking like it was really planned. That you jump to another place, and you note that here, Jacob has 277, and you can see the trend here. It is 200s, 100s, 300s, and then you have 277, and Ruto has 102. And because he has shot up with 102 in one of these places, it was the easiest place to attack. And then to remove 200 votes and leave him with 77, and give Dr. Ruto now 300 votes. With a deduction of 200 in one place, and an addition of 200 in another. The same trend moved on like that, until now when we realize that this was a really planned thing, because if it's hundreds, 200s, 300s, it's easier to even say that there was a system generating it. But no, there was no system generating, it was deliberate. That's why we have a 50 here. 50, you can see a clear 156, changes to 106, and 132 changes to 182. If you think that's not true, let me take you just to this 51, and you look at it. So that 50 is found from Kilulu Primary. So in Kilulu Primary, where could it be, Kilulu?